Let's take a look at using iRacing Live Streamer to display a race overlay visible to your viewers whilst you're streaming. You can see at the minute I'm in iRacing Live Timing. I've got an iRacing session being displayed on the timing screen. I can see the data being updated. So if you're not in this same position as well, then go back to the iRacing Live Timing YouTube tutorial or user manual. And then once you're at this point, you can either press F3 or go to the burger icon just in the top right corner here. That's going to open our settings panel. On the bottom, we'll go load project. And you want to navigate to your iRacing Live Timing folder that we downloaded a few minutes ago. I've got 3 different default project files here. They're all going to do a similar job. They're just configured with different kind of base settings for different uses. So we're streaming, so we're going to go for Live Streamer. We'll see then the live timing page just refresh as that new project file loads in. iRacing is still reporting as connected, and I can still see that the data is being updated. Next section down then, titled links. Go to the second field, F1 style overlay local connection. Double click in the field to select it. Control C on your keyboard to copy that link. And then we'll move across to our streaming software. I'm using OBS in this example. You'll need to create a scene for iRacing. So you go add your scene. And then you're going to need to add your iRacing into the source as well. So you go add game capture. And that'll be the one that I've already got here running. It'll bring up your properties field. Select capture specific window. Select iRacing from the list. And then click on OK to be at this point with iRacing showing in OBS. Next up then I need to add our overlay in as well. So again I go add browser, name it something recognizable, so I'll go for SDK Gaming. And you can see then in our properties window, our first field to enter is URL. I've already got that link in my clipboard, so Control V to paste that in. I'll enter my width of the screen that I'm running on iRacing. I'll select use custom frame rate, or select that to, or change that rather to 60 FPS. Delete the content out of custom CSS field, and then the tick box just underneath refresh browser when scene becomes active. We'll select that as well, and then click on OK. Make sure that this new browser source you've just added has gone to the top of the list, so it's above your game capture. And then you can see that we've got our overlay displayed then over the top of iRacing itself. If we go back to our timing screen, we should have a look now at how we can adjust what's on view. So I'll press F3 to hide that settings panel, and then press F4 to open up a new one. It'll take a moment just for the buttons to all populate and display. And this is what you're going to be using to control your overlay and other items within iRacing as well. The main one to focus on is this display mode component, this yellow sequence of boxes. This is going to give you some pre-configured options. So if I select empty, then we can see now that OBS is running without an overlay. If I click on race info, and I get a little information panel displayed, which can be, for the start of your stream, for instance. Grid, that will come up only if we're in the gridding process. Then you go to race, back to where we were a minute ago with our race overlay. Results, again, we can display the results once they're official for practice or race or whatever it might be. So that's a nice easy way to start off with choosing what you're displaying. From within that race overlay, you've also got some other pre-configured options, so you can display your battle box, your relative down in the bottom right hand corner there. You can display a time delta to show the difference between you and a competitor. You've got your dashboard showing speed, gear selection, driver. We've got lap time history between you and a compared driver. Pit strategy if there's been any pit stops already, so we've got that data showing, and then sectors as well. So just from that one display mode component, we've got lots of different options that we can configure. And then you can see you've got a lot more that you can start getting into after that once you're ready. On all of these different components, so each section we would describe as a component. You can see we've got a question mark at the top here. If you click on that question mark, it will open up for you the support page for that particular component, giving you lots more information then about what all these different information means, how you can configure it, what changes you can make, and you can also download the latest version of that component as well. So if we go back to OBS for a moment, as I said, we can get stuck in a lot more to lots of our other components as well. So if I wanted to bring up a track map, then we can click on position there, and now we've got our track map displayed with each car labeled in their position. We can customize also the information that was displayed in that race information panel and your results. So it might be your series name, the championship name that you're competing in, or any other information that you want to include. You could put, for instance, your website down on the bottom there as well. So at this point, you should have your overlay displaying for your viewers. If there's any adjustments that you want to make to the look and feel of your overlay, change the colors, change the style, then there's many different options that you can do. Take a look at our YouTube tutorial for CSS editing style. Take a look at our website for a couple of different base overlay options that we have available as well. Now, if you want to use any other features which will involve other users having remote access to your data, then there's a couple of different steps that we're going to need to make. So for example, if I go back to our F3 settings panel here and into the link section, you can see that you are able to provide also your viewers with a live timing link, an events link, a track map link, and a fuel usage link as well. So that could be viewers or indeed spotters, of course, in the case of fuel. So for us to allow a remote connection, we're going to need to enter a room name into the field just here. It needs to be something unique, something that no other user is likely to be using. Once you've created that room name, so let's add one in now for our example, so tutorial. If I go back to our live timing link, we can see that that link has been updated to say tutorial at the end. So if I again double click to select it, copy, go to my web browser and paste that in, then we've now got a basic live timing page available to your viewers. So if you don't need to allow anyone that remote access, then it'd be best just to clear that room name out, keep that empty, and you'll be working purely then on that local connection and not relying on our server at all. So that should be all you need then to have our live streaming overlay up and running. Make sure you jump into our support Discord channel linked in the YouTube description for any other help, and have fun out there using the overlay.